Like sometimes I walk in and I see Michelle's like grooving, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's one of those Tuesdays. Our stomachache is a different color than like a hot neck from anxiety. How you feeling?
Yeah.
How you feeling?
What color is it?
Yeah, what color are you feeling? Everyone says it the first time they film themselves, the first time they see themselves, they don't like the way they look and they hate the way they sound.
People who don't want to support you, like you don't really want them in your lives anyways.
The podcast always comes back to you looking in the mirror going, you can do this.
Grab the weight on the left, because I can't grab both. If I grab the weight on the left, then you can use both hands to grab the weight on the right.
Perfect. Nailed it.
You look like a Greek goddess.
I do.
Yeah. Like that's your archetype.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Alright, Kristen, let's fucking do this.
I know. Katarina was like, you two
Can
bitches.
Can I get some high fives for that?
I literally
You
like.
two bitches need to get on board.
Cheers.
Dang.
Wait, Michelle.
Singles.
Yeah. Gotta get it. I don't know why, like, that's so important to me.
You know what she's gonna say. Did you two
Did
do
you
it?
hug
Did
also?
you not?
No, we did. We always forget.
There you go.
Chaos.
Okay, so my crazy universe experience today. So I have been struggling with the fence and like the video recording, like knowing how to prioritize it. And it's really been stressful for me. And so I started just making a list, and it's like, I feel like I just need lists everywhere, but I don't actually ever finish them. So today, before I recorded for you, I pulled a cat card, and it was Thinker. And
I pulled that today.
no way.
I cheated. I was like, Kat, I need a card for the podcast. What do I need to know for the podcast, like, first day, because I need it to be a good one, and I pulled Thinker.
Weird.
Yeah.
But do you know there's literally a line in there? I had my
I
journal.
didn't read it.
Oh,
I
well,
was just like, okay.
it basically says, like, making lists is like your friend right now.
I was really happy at the party the other night when we brought out the Oracle cards, the Katarina cards, that not a single person was like, oh, this is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, oh, let me draw one. Do I draw the top one or do I shuffle it?
So there was one of the guests, I'm not going to call anyone out by name, but they mentioned earlier to me in the night that they grew up in the Catholic school and stuff like that, and I was wondering how this person was going to take it. And they were like, this is so fun. I have to know what these cards are. I want to do this again.
Yeah.
And I was like, everybody loves this.
Yeah. Courtney was a little skeptical, but she then went home and like did digging, and she was like, oh my gosh, it actually really like hit home.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know.
I was glad that they were all cards that I had seen before, because if they were new cards, I would have been like, oh, your random person has drawn the new card from the deck.
There's probably like 6 cards in the whole deck that we've never drawn before.
Yeah.
There's a few at this point.
Yeah.
It's crazy when we get a new one. I love it. You're like, what? It's
We've
like
been doing
gold.
this. We've been drawing Oracle cards on the podcast since the first episode.
Yeah.
It's been published.
Because this used to be what we did. We would get
Yeah.
together and like garden and then do Oracle cards.
Yeah.
And, like,
it's
shoot the shit.
So good and insightful.
Yeah, we got through a lot of tough times with that. Like, I got through, like, my move out and divorce by
job change.
meeting,
All at the same time.
by literally just meeting up with you guys and doing Oracle cards and being like, okay, you can do this.
The podcast always comes back to you looking in the mirror going, you can do this.
I tell myself that a lot.
Yeah.
It's good too.
But that actually relates to what I was going to say. A topic that I was thinking about, when you're approaching like emotions about the day and you're like processing things and your body starts to get like really like heated when you're like
re-feeling those feelings.
Yeah, you're really bringing yourself back into that moment. There's kind of like 2 ways you can approach working through it. You can either be like, I was so stressed because of this, and I was thinking about this, and like very much think about it from the top down.
Okay, I see.
And think through it, or you can feel through it and like feel where in your body is this like anxiety feeling or this depression feeling or this rage or whatever it is. So like right now I'm like anxious about the audio and I can feel like warmth in my neck and like tension.
Yeah. So like when you're heated, where is that showing? Where is that coming up?
And it's so this video is basically saying like a way to diffuse feelings is to notice the things in your body and just sit with it instead of overthinking it and like trying to label. And labeling feelings is something I've done a lot in my life, rather.
Yeah.
Because I feel like in therapy they really encourage you to be like, what is this?
Yeah.
What am I feeling? Instead of just like, how am I feeling?
Yeah. So maybe, because you're right, we for sure do, I would say, talk through it, like, sometimes maybe more than it needs to be.
Or just like gets me like riled up sometimes.
Yeah,
for sure.
I like this because I also like believe a lot that like the body holds on to
100%,
memory.
yeah.
Like all of the trauma in our body is like hiding somewhere in our body, and if you can find it and like work it out, sometimes like a massage will get it out, or sometimes dancing will get it out, or like wherever it's hiding in your body, movement will help push that trapped memory or bad energy that's in your body. It can help move it out and like help your body get rid of it. So by focusing on where in my body am I feeling this, and then maybe massaging that area.
I just
something.
Instinctively did that.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel tension.
Like,
so I'm gonna
it
relieve
helps
it.
release that, like how your body would just hold on to something. Like if somebody gives you a negative comment and your body holds on to it, like it would help you release it.
Yeah.
So you don't internalize it.
Yeah, I just thought that was a good reframe.
Super. I'm trying to think of how we can like do that to like, so that we don't work through things in that way. We should maybe try that. Just be like, hey, like, where do you feel it? And I'm not even kidding.
No. Also, on the Intention app again, there's a tool that like guides you through an exercise of like where do you feel emotions in your body, and one of the prompts is like, what color is the emotion?
Ooh.
What texture is the emotion?
So there's like a template.
I like that.
Yeah, and it gives you options instead of like what color, and then you have to come up with it. It's like, is it warm or cool? Is it bright or dull? And sometimes I'm like, oh, it's definitely a dull red. Like, I have no idea why, but like
no, I totally get what you're saying.
A stomachache is a different color than like a hot neck from anxiety.
Right.
Oh, for sure.
Or like a migraine or something.
Yeah.
And that sounds like as
it is
woo
so
as
weird,
it
but
gets, but
no, I think that's kind of like probably how medicine began. Like people would go to somebody who had knowledge of plants and they'd be like, this is what I'm feeling. And they would go, okay, is it warm or cold? Like I told you guys, herbs have a hot and a cold and a dry and a wet. So somebody would explain to you what they're feeling, and you would know, oh, if you have a fever, I need to give you a cooling herb to bring your temperature down.
Interesting.
Or if you have something very drying like eczema on your skin, then you need a wet herb to like re-nourish the skin where it's dry.
Yeah.
Like that's how medicine began, was by explaining things with terms like that.
So it would make sense.
It makes sense, that it would be completely natural and stored in our DNA somewhere too. That you know, that would make sense to us.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people are not in touch with how their body feels. Like,
for sure.
I know that both of you, but like...
Yeah, I definitely am, but that's because I feel like I've had so many situations where I like have to be. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think illness brings that on. If something happens to you and you get sick, even if it's like a mental thing, like depression or something, once you like have something go wrong with your health, you start to pay attention to things a lot more clearly.
Oh, yeah. We should start implementing that in our hangs.
Yeah.
Well, we can use her template.
How you feeling?
Yeah.
How you feeling?
What color is it?
Yeah, what color are you feeling? Yeah.
It's like synesthesia, but for...
There was this movie, I want to say it was called Numbers or something like that, but this girl was like really into numbers, and she had this math teacher from when she was in grade school, and he would wear a necklace with a number on it every day, like a little carved wooden number. People would make fun of him for it or whatever, the other kids in the school, and she figured it out, and as an adult she told him, she's like, I figured it out. It was how you were feeling that day, because your wife died from cancer, and some days you were a 6, and some days you were a 50 because you were feeling so good.
Oh my
and he
God.
like felt so seen by this girl because she
so cute.
decoded what the number on his necklace meant.
Interesting.
She probably noticed like the days that they were lower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw.
I love that we can like tell how each other is feeling on any given day. Like as soon as we walk into the locker room.
Yeah.
Like you can tell.
That's very true. Yeah. Just like by the way you're sitting or the way you walk in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the energy's like a wall.
Yeah.
You can see like while you're like, oh.
Especially since
what
it's
happened?
the first thing of the day. Like sometimes I walk in and I see Michelle's like grooving, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's one of those Tuesdays.
You just walk into the building like with more confidence when you're having a good day.
Yeah.
And then when you're having a bad day, you're just kind of like walking, just like,
Gotta
you
do
know.
this. The sign today was so funny. At the gym, they were taking down the sign because our gym can't get its shit together and choose a name.
No. They've been LA Fitness and then Esporta, and now they're going back to LA Fitness.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So they were taking down the giant letters from the front of the building, and we confiscated the E with the
trident shaped E
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, it was that one?
Yes.
Oh.
it's like
It's
the
so cool.
Esport. It's the
Yeah.
E.
Wow.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess there's no
and
other
she
E's,
she gets the E and she's taking it to her car and the guy looks at me, he's like, you guys want the cover for that? And I'm like, yes.
It lights up, like you can plug it in.
So it's like a
and we have
glass
to figure
cover.
out- yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Until we get a YouTube plaque, it's going right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We might have to
Yeah.
make a word up that starts with E that has to do with our podcast.
When you first went out there to talk to those guys and I was on the treadmill with Ash, I was talking to her and I was like, it's actually pretty cool to have like a piece of the gym to take home with you.
I didn't know what you were doing. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, what is Barrett doing? And then I was like, oh, you're
She's
taking the
getting a
sign
letter.
down. I was watching something this week and it was like this guy and he wanted to get into like being an influencer, I guess, in like fitness and like motivational speaking. And his friends like gave him a hard time for it. But he didn't actually know about it until he was already successful. So he was like, they told me that they all would like talk shit about this, and like
That's great that they like fessed up.
yeah, but he was like, but that is like now they want to be cool with me because I'm here, and it's kind of like
you could have supported me from the beginning. Yeah.
And it kind of made me think like, man, people who don't want to support you, like you don't really want them in your lives anyways, and that helps me like get over that like cringy feeling of like because I'm like, you know what, if someone's judging me, then like fuck them, I don't really care.
The kind of person that takes time to like judge someone enough to have it affect their perception of them, like that's someone who has too much energy to spend.
Yeah, anytime somebody comes at you negatively for anything, it's saying more about that person than it is about you. Because you are taking a risk and doing something like putting yourself out there for people to judge, obviously. Like, that's what it is. But if it's like people who are close to you and they're being judgy, then it's like, that's saying more about how insecure you are. Because if you weren't so insecure, you would be able to be happy for me or supportive of me.
It's I think it's all like jealousy deep down, to be honest. But
like that you have the guts to do
a lot
it.
of people want to do it and don't have the guts,
And that's kind of what I look at now is I'm like, the people who are doing this give no fucks, and that's the kind of person I want to be. You're gonna die, and like if you want to do this, do it. Like you have one life, and I'm like, oh my god, I know. Like sometimes you forget, like this is your shot, you know?
Yeah, you're here, live it up. Like, this is all you get, so have fun with it. Yeah.
And regret is the worst feeling. Like,
for sure, yeah.
That book, like, the top 5 regrets of the dying, I think one of them is not expressing yourself. Expressing your emotions publicly and sharing. Just sharing your feelings with people.
Yeah, I mean,
connecting with people.
And there are people like that are just like, no.
Yeah.
And I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Like, I am such a teller to get it out sometimes.
Yeah, feeling cringe is part of putting yourself out there. Like,
For sure.
Everyone says it the first time they film themselves, the first time they see themselves, they don't like the way they look and they hate the way they sound. It's the things that we kind of like are like, that make us memorable to other people.
Yeah, for sure.
So when I wanted to do some kind of a YouTube project for a long time before I met you guys.
Yeah.
And my hairdresser has a YouTube channel. And I remember talking to him about it one time, a long time ago, like years ago, and I was like, I would love to do what you do. I'd love to put myself out there, but I cannot stand the sound of my voice. It creeps, like, I hate hearing it.
I feel that.
And he goes, your voice is so unique, it's gonna, like, people are gonna memorize it, and it's gonna make you more, like, memorable than someone who has an ununique voice.
Yeah.
He's like, that's why you should do it.
Yeah.
Because you have a unique voice.
That's a great point.
And I was like, holy moly, that gave me, like, a lot of confidence about something that I was really insecure about, which is, like, something I wanted to also bring up was, like, people being insecure about something because it's not their best feature. And then finding out down the road that it was the thing that everyone loved about them because it's what gave them their character.
Yeah.
Like the girl from White Lotus, the Amy Lou Wood girl. She has the teeth.
The teeth.
Yeah. And
she always made her.
Yeah, but she always thought she was the ugly actress. And then everybody, as soon as they saw her, immediately fell in love with her.
Yeah.
And if she changed it now, everyone would be heartbroken.
If she had normal teeth, she wouldn't really be memorable. Like, she would just look like an everyday. I mean, she is cute. Like, she's a cute
She's
girl.
adorable, yeah.
But yeah, that's
There's another one is Jennifer Grey from Dirty Dancing. She had kind of like a rounded bridge to her nose, and after that movie, she got her nose done, and nobody would hire her because she was unrecognizable.
Yeah, it's like if Sarah Jessica Parker
got rid of her nose.
Yeah.
You're it's like the thing that makes you unique is the thing that everyone loves about you. And so instead of trying to change or hide or mask like what makes us unique, embracing it and learning to love it and like this is what I always got made fun of for my lips because my top lip curled, you know?
Yeah.
And now it's like I'm getting older and I'm like,
I
have really nice lips.
Yeah.
I should have not been insecure about that my whole life.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually I think read something that said if you're insecure about like your something, you know, your legs or whatever, you should look in the mirror and basically talk, like say good things about your legs. Right. And you will learn to love them kind of thing.
Yeah. You can like change the
way you rewires your brain almost.
I have a kind of niche example of that. When I don't like my body, sometimes I have chronic pain from EDS, and sometimes when I don't like my body, I'll just be like, well, at least it's not in pain in like this certain way. And I know that, I mean, most people don't have like their joints dislocated causing them pain, but even just being like, you know what, my body is like very functional and like my legs,
it's running completely fine.
I just realized that my feet are so dirty from walking around barefoot outside today.
Oh, mine probably
and
are
I'm
too.
like, I'm like showing everyone my filthy feet.
Cat cards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Even though you two both cheated and drew a cat card today. So
I
we'll
know.
probably get the same one.
I needed to. I was
Probably.
like, I really need to. But I had a very specific, like, kind of
request.
Yeah, like it was totally about like recording and how to kind of better manage that.
And mine was about the podcast, so like
literally
we should read that again to make sure there's not some like very specific.
It was kind of just like go by the book kind of thing. Love it. All right,
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Ooh.
Huh.
Okay, what did you get?
I got exchanging gifts facing away.
Ooh.
Yeah,
so
I
recently,
need to look that one up.
recently
I got regeneration upside down too. So
we learned from Colette's channel that if you draw the card and it's facing upside down, you read the protection message in the book.
Yeah.
So, for all you out there doing your own
all right
cat card drawings.
The law of giving and receiving, currency trade-offs, weighing costs, and determining value. Be careful what you pray for because you just might get it and then realize you don't want to face the hefty price tag that comes with it. Ugh. You may find yourself in a situation you've always desired, but know you will have to walk away from or even fail at it because you can't or won't pay the dues it asks of you. If you want to become a famous musician, you have to practice your craft every day. If you want to be a millionaire, you have to be responsible for managing the money and paying the taxes. Even a windfall bears a cost. It's okay though, because spirit will help you achieve balance over time. This is a really long one. But I'm not loving this. The time has come to distance yourself from this kind of imbalance. Being aware of the need for both give and take is the first step to your true destiny. It's all good and getting better. Not only can you handle this, but you can flourish as a result of it. This might be one of the cards that isn't great.
I feel like yours just used this word nourishing. Life offers experiences that are challenging and experiences that are nourishing, yet over time they strike a balance. You move from being in stasis to doing, from discovering to loving, to letting go to being again. Life is a pendulum swinging between all these states. You will always oscillate back and forth between doing and being. If you're not content with where you are in this moment, remember that all experiences have their place. That's kind of a this too shall pass.
Yeah.
Like, life is constantly changing.
Also, you are considering a big change.
I am considering a big change.
So, like a pendulum swing.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe,
it could.
Yeah, I feel like you're kind of, like, you're excited but also nervous.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess to be fair, also, like, weighing options.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point.
Yeah. Alright, mine is in the protection. Let me see. I got a short protection, so yeah, I can read it. Alright, I got regeneration and protection. Let me make sure this is regeneration, sorry. Yeah, alright. Endings come in many forms, and now is the time to stop holding on to what must die. Right?
Uh-oh.
So that something better can take its place. Nature's cycles include disease, decay, death, and regeneration. Let whatever isn't working in your life die. Don't be afraid to face the facts. There's no need to struggle or grieve. Whatever your query, let it go. You're about to be reborn. Not too bad.
I feel like that's another one that's like, okay, it's all gonna like be good at the end.
Yeah.
But like you gotta maybe go through some shit to get there. Like that's kind of.
I've been doing better about checking off those boxes on those lists that you were talking about, and that kind of tracks for me because it's like, hey, people always have room for improvement, and there are things that you can be doing better. So let's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've always
tighten it up.
Yeah. And I just told you today I felt pretty good about making a list and checking all the boxes.
And she was like, I did everything on my list today, and I was like, that is a fantastic sentence to hear out of your mouth.
It's such a great feeling to do that, but. You know what I've found that I do is I make my lists too long.
Yeah. I was just going to say, you gotta make the list manageable.
That's what I've been trying to do is, like, make the list, but then the ones that I want to get done, I'll, like, star. Mm-hmm. And be like, these are the things that I, like, definitely want to do. Because I just otherwise I just get so overwhelmed.
I have a list of, like, things that need to get done.
Yeah. Sure.
And big projects that I keep putting off because they're big. And so I scheduled time. On this day every week, I will pick one big project and do it on this day.
That's a good move. And I need to organize like the everyday tasks, like or not every day, but like every week. I need to get those like in a more routine so that then I know when my free time is going to be. Because right now it's just like not as organized as I would like it to be.
Oh, that's right. I do. I do want you to answer this too because it does matter to me. So there was a lift off at the gym today.
There's a lift off.
And Kristen won, obviously. But Barrett and I were spotters, and I was like, "Oh no, I've never spotted before. I'm not sure how to do this." And let me tell you my thinking, and I'll tell you why I know it's wrong, and that's why I want you to fix it for me.
Okay.
So my thinking was, when I'm watching the arms, the right arm seems to be stronger than the left, and the left seems to fail first. So I was like, my thinking is, grab the weight on the left, because I can't grab both, if I grab the weight on the left, then you can use both
I knew
hands
she was
to
gonna
grab
be
the
like,
weight on the
"That's
right. No,
okay."
I know it's wrong.
I see your theory.
I wanted to explain my theory. So
I don't think that's a crazy thought. I
Really?
actually don't think that's a crazy thought. I think a lot of people probably think that.
because I was just watching what was happening. I was like, oh shit, what happens if I have to jump in? And I was like, I know, I'll grab the left weight so she can use both hands to grab the right. And then like I went to do it and you were like pushed me away and like got up yourself.
Oh, I was totally cool at that point, but
And also she's like, no, Kristen gets both, like goes over and hits them with her fingertips. And I'm like, I cannot hold 60-pound
No.
weights with my fingertips.
you have to think of it more like you're spotting. So like
Right.
you're there to give them that extra. Like if I'm like failing, then you're there to like give them that extra
the
lift.
little extra
A little push.
Okay.
If it's gonna fall,
So
then
you don't need to lift the whole 60 pounds. You just need to help them get a
like
push up.
so that they can just get it up, so that then they can
because
stand
it's easy
up.
to hold it once you're up.
Right.
It's the getting it.
You want
to
to
that
like
part.
get it so they can lock it
Okay.
out. Yeah.
That makes sense.
But I totally, I think you still have to think that way a little bit. Like, oh, it kind of looks like this one is gonna fail. So actually, what I would do is if like this one looks like it's gonna fail, then it might fall this way.
Yeah.
And then the other one you might need to like catch. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you just
It
want
was
to
scary.
assist.
We
You just
looked
wanna-
at each other. We were like, oh shit.
Maria was, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have used a name.
Yeah.
There.
It's alright.
But they were making me nervous because I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, it was
that
a very
situation,
stressful
yeah.
video to watch. That
I thought
Oh
it
my
was
God.
badass to
I mean,
watch. I was
I
like
think it
so
was
excited to
cool.
see that in real
I was
life.
just like, she's gonna get hurt. But
yeah. I knew that she would like not let herself get hurt.
Yeah, I think
because
she
I
would.
lift next to her every Monday,
Yeah.
and I watch her.
And
knows-
she is
yeah.
pretty. I mean, she's strong. For
And
sure,
because she has an injury, she knows what she's capable of.
All right, I have to pee really bad too.
you always give an update about what you're gonna do immediately after this as we're hugging.
Because I'm like, ooh, this is perfect timing because I'm about to.
I usually want to
Pee
say
my
something
pants.
like, "Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching,
like and,
folks.
like and subscribe."
Yeah.
No, for sure.
Yeah, I use mine a lot. That's where the camera.
I got it.